Good morning and welcome to Fibertown. This is episode 66. It is May the 14th, 2014. It's 5/14/14. I'm glad you are all joining me this morning. I'm Emily, Chain of Fools on Ravelry, Fibertown with an R-E on Instagram. You can find show notes for Fibertown at the blog, which is fibertown with an R-E.blogspot.com, and also on the Rav group. So let's get started. Alrighty. We are doing an autism awareness craft along, and it goes to the end of the month. Now, let me just refresh your memory with some of the amazing prizes that have been very, very generously donated. Oh, goody. There we go. Sorry about any blurriness. We have a beautiful bag from Seashore Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. This is amazing. We have gorgeous necklaces, hand spun. Look at that. From Anne of a Little Teapot. She also sent one of her lotion bars. It looks like that. I've been using mine. It smells amazing. It works really well. I'm using it on my feet because after a long, hard winter in shoes, they look pretty gross. We have this amazingness from the Color Wheel. Amanda, this is gorgeous. This is striped rainbow. It is BFL nylon. Look at that. 400 yards, 6 striper. Oh, you know you want that. Oh my goodness. And then I am donating some silk for our spinners. And it also comes with a little soak sample here. Look at that, from Western Sky Knits. This was courtesy of a very lovely viewer who'd made some donations of yarny goodness and fibery goodness. So this is mulberry silk, 4 ounces in the Night Pool colorway. We also have, courtesy of that same lovely viewer, a skein of Highland Handmade silver maple sock yarn in the Kennebec colorway. Look at that. Blues, browns, greens, creams, so beautiful. And this is a bamboo merino nylon blend. Oh my gosh, the prizes just keep coming. Also, a colorwork kit of Knit Picks Chroma. We've got a black. We've got these beautiful autumnal, it's called Autumn Day, colorways. It doesn't have to be colorwork. If you win it, you do what you want, right? And that is, let's see, we also have an $8 pattern donated by the ladies of Penhook and Needles podcast. Thank you. We have 3 patterns donated by Kimberly Gintar of the Giving Flower podcast. She makes amazing shawl patterns, in particular lace and other gorgeousness. I hope I'm not leaving anything out. I've listed them all in the thread, the Autism Awareness Craft Along, which goes, as I said, to the end of this month. Enter as many times as you want. It just has to be something that is 2 or more bright colors. So let's see, it can be knit, crocheted, woven, or spun. Whatever you please. There we go. So I want to tell you about another giveaway I'm doing today, courtesy of Gourmet Stash. Thank you, Kate. She's a lovely friend of the show and a personal friend. And I don't have the actual prize, but I can show you what it looks like because I own some of it. Now, this is a very special limited edition thing. Kate is sending me 2 ounces of the Spinner's Hill colorway, which was the Maryland Sheep and Wool special colorway. Oh, and I forgot to bring what's in it, but this is what it looks like. So there's going to be 2 ounces, so double this amount of amazingness. I think it has merino yak silk. I could be wrong. Sari silk as well. So we have a white base with sari silk and just a hint of sparkle. And then there's a blue with the same. And with 2 ounces, you could make, if you spin pretty fine, or if you do it as a single, oh my gosh, my hair. Or if you leave your yarn as a single, you could probably get a shawl out of that. You could definitely get a cowlet, a cowl. Oh my gosh, growing out your hair is not fun. But you would have plenty to work with to make something awesome. You could also spin it as a single and then ply it with something neutral because it really lends itself well to that. So take a look. Now the Spinner's Hill colorway is it's supposed to be based on the wonderful feeling of spinning with friends at Maryland Sheep and Wool on Spinner's Hill, which is by the main exhibition barn, and just hanging out in the grass, spinning on your spindle or your wheel, and it's a lot of fun hanging with friends at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So 2 ounces of that colorway plus one of her Gourmet Stash tote bags is going out to somebody next week. So here's what you have to do. And oh my gosh, I just realized I haven't thought this through very well. So take a look at the thread for full details. But I'm going to ask you guys to talk about, in order to enter, you must be a member of the group, and leave me and Kate a message talking about your best, your best spinning memory, or festival memory, or something warm and fuzzy. Something warm and fuzzy to do with spinning and wool festivals, or wool festivals. Okay? So we can all feel warm and fuzzy. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kate. That is over like a $50 value. 2 ounces plus that bag. So very generous. Okay, so that I will draw for that next week. If you are a spinner, you will want to enter. You don't have to spin these on a spindle. You can spin them however you want. If you are not a spinner yet, still you should consider entering. So yeah, very, very lovely. And my hair is going to bother me this whole time. Look at that. Do you guys care? No, let's pretend we don't care. I don't think that'll work, but okay, today we have one finished object, works in progress. Spinning is, I have a lot of spinning. And we have Ask Fibertown. All right, let me show you my finished object. Where did it go? Here it is. I don't know what possessed me to weave this. It's a woven finished object. It is a pink scarf. It is pink, 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 pink. Now, I wove this on my Cricut, my 15-inch Cricut. Most of it looks pretty good. I continue to struggle with my weaving. Look, like right there. I'm careful when I wind it on the cloth beam, but I still get this kind of shenanigans in there. And then once I got to the top of the weaving, my warp started to get loose in places, and so I had to stop way before I wanted to. So this is too short. So to compensate, I made a really long fringe. So it looks great, and my selvages are good, I think. But you can tell it's too short. It needed to be another 12 inches on each side. So you can barely do what I like scarves to do, which is this. You can do it, and it feels lovely and soft. And let me show you what I used for warp. I used Genie double knitting, which is, excuse me, cotton acrylic. I really liked it, except for when it got loose on me. Don't know why that happened. I need a weaving guild, and I actually found one not far from me, and I emailed them, and they have yet to email me back. They're like, contact us about joining our guild. Come on, people. I need mentors. I don't want to invest money in a class. I just don't. I want to learn from folks. So, yeah. And I know I should, maybe I should just not troll. I don't want to troll anything. Sorry. On the internet. I'm not a troll. I want to, what's the word? I don't want to, maybe I need to go through the RAV groups, the weaving groups more. Anyway, the warp is cotton acrylic, and the weft is Getafra. Let's see, did I bring the ball band? Nope. It is Getafra Merino Angora. So the actual scarf, can you see the halo? Can you see the fuzz? This has been in my stash for a coon's age, or two. So I had 2 balls of that, and this is what's left. This will probably go into my whip, which I will show you. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen with this. It is really not up to standard, so I'll probably wear it. Okay, this is an old work in progress. Not my oldest, but I have not touched it probably for a year. And it was time. After Maryland Sheep and Wool, I just felt like I needed a palette cleanser. So I pulled out my Crazy Blanket by Christine Schreier. Now this is just a mitered square scrap blanket, but in worsted weight. Pickle jar. And I did a few squares on it. You all want to see? All right, mitered squares. And the nice thing about this blanket is that it's full of memories of things that I knit and yarn that I made. All right, so let me give you an overview here. Da 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 da. Okay, so I am on the, I finished the 4th row. So I finished up this square right there. Then I started this one. This is Meduseld, I think it's Dorset, that I made a hat for my husband from. Then this, which is a Louette, and I made a stuffed animal for my son with that and one other colorway. Actually, with this colorway and this colorway, I made him a dinosaur. Then I started row 5. So up here I have some Madtosh vintage. Oh, this was from my, this is shepherd's wool from my, oh gosh, what was that colorwork yoke sweater? I don't have to look it up. The one that was purple, let's see. What was that called? You probably are all screaming it at me right now. It was the, seriously? Where is it? Hero. Oh, Alice is sick today. She's barfing right now. I don't know what's wrong with her. I hope she gets better soon. But I did not want to bring her on the show because she is not herself. She once in a while gets a little tummy upset. So anyway. So I did 6 squares. These 6 right here. And let's see. This one right here is one of the first things I ever dyed myself. Look, there's some Malabrigo that I gave to my friend Amy to knit with, and she is now a knitter. And let's see, this is my first fiber optic hand spun. It was called Sweet Georgia Brown. What else? My friend Leanne gave me these scraps. I made a sweater for my daughter with this purple. This was my first hand spun Targhee. I made a hitchhiker with it, and I've actually pulled that one out. This one is Zombie Barbecue from Lorna's Laces. I made some socks, worsted weight socks out of that. This is Dream in Color, classy, Ruby River. I made a sweater for a friend's daughter. What else? Oh, my daughter spun this one right here. She spun that yarn. This is Fiber Nymph BFL that I spun and knit into a hat for my friend Sarah. Let's see. Oh, I made a sweater for my niece when she was a baby out of this, and this is Lorna's Laces, I think. Don't remember the colorway. And this is Dragonfly, Eastern Bluebird. See? I made hats for my daughter and my niece. So it's full of lovely, lovely memories. I don't know, I think I'm done with it for the time being. 6 squares, and I've got mojo for other stuff now, which I wasn't having at the time. So it's a really nice thing to pick up when you need to stash down, when you need to have a break from other things, when you've sort of reached a point where you don't want to cast on anything new, which is shocking, but that's how I felt after Maryland Sheep and Wool. So let us take a look at the other works in progress. I have my Collie Wobbles. I've got 2 weeks to finish this, and I'm still not done with the first sock. They fit. I tried them on. They fit. They don't look like they're going to fit, but they do. So I'm well on to the foot now. I'm knitting these on Carbons US 1.5s. You know, if I just devoted a few solid hours to this, 2 or 3 hours, I'd probably finish. The Collie Wobbles are looking great. Let me see if I can get a good shot. The light is not cooperating. There we go. This is Enchanted Knoll Farms in the common Grackle colorway. There, look how pretty. This is much prettier in real life, although it's pretty on the screen. So this is my pattern. It's got the riverbed bottom of the heel gusset. So pretty. This fits so well. Regular here slip stitch heel flap. So just need to make myself finish. Cast on the other one. All right, I also have a hat cast on for my husband. I'm gonna just shower him with hats for Father's Day. He loves my hand-knit hats, and this one is a hand-spun hand-knit hat. This is a Black Watch tartan, Mega Tribbles by Gourmet Stash, and this is amazing to knit with. It's amazing to spin, it's amazing to knit with. Oh, I love it. I'm knitting it on 5s and 6s, because I think I got about a sport weight, mostly. And it's knitting up gorgeously. I did the brim on 5s, and I'm doing the stockinette on 6s. I was a little worried that it was going to be too big, but I think it's going to be okay. It's a big hat. He's got a big head. La 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 la. So I have my, there it is, my Hobbit hole stitch marker from Vintage Rose right there. Focus. Anyway, that's work in progress number 3. And then I cast it on something brand new last night. So, let me tell you about the bag it's in first. I won a prize, and I didn't even know I'd entered to win it. Oh my gosh. This is from, oh my gosh, did I bring the card? Ah! Shoot. And I don't even know where it is. Okay, do y'all know the Carolina Fiber Girls? They have a new podcast. It's an audio podcast that I am loving. So easy to listen to. And they're awesome, and they do cool stuff. And anyway, they are friends with Jan Smiley. Oh my gosh, I feel terrible that I don't have the card. All right, well, let me show you. Okay, I'll show you the a little tag. They had a 100 member giveaway, and my name was randomly drawn. And it was just by being a member of the group that you could win. So I won just for signing up for their group on Rav, the Carolina Fiber Girls. They have a friend who makes bags, and she also makes the SAF Festival, Southeastern Animal Fiber Festival. I've never gone. It's in North Carolina. Sounds like a great festival. Anyway, Jan Smiley makes bags and sells them on Ravelry. This is her logo. It's a little border collie. And that's her name, Jan Smiley. She makes bags and she makes a festival. And I can't even tell you how much I love this bag. Oh my God, it's like woodland birds. Look at that. It's got this gorgeous strap. It's got this thing, this little leather tag on the outside. I guess you could put your keys on it or stitch markers, or she actually has a really cool card where she gives suggestions on how to use the bag, and it's adorable. And I'm a dork because I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. But Jan Smiley, she's on Etsy, and I think her shop is called Jan Smiley. I'm going to look it up right now because that's inexcusable. I was so thrilled to see I won this. I don't have a bag like this. I don't have a cool bag like this, and now I do. Yay! I can't stop turning it around, looking at all the different birds, and the inside is this like gorgeous batik print, and it's really well made, and it's like sweater size. I don't have a bag like this. There it is. Oh, I should tell you what's in it, but first, they also sent along a little roll-log from Dazzling Dragonfly with a cute little lobster claw dragonfly stitch marker. And Dazzling Dragonfly looks like they are on... Are they on Etsy? Hello? Camera! Focus! I know if I hold it here long enough, it'll focus, right? Right? Maybe not today. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Yep, Etsy.com, Dazzling Dragonfly. Now let me find Jan Smiley on Etsy. Anyway, this is a cute little roll-log, all like rolled up like a kielbasa. With some sparkle. You can definitely see the sparkle. So that's lovely. Okay, Jan Smiley. Jan Smiley. That's not it. That is definitely not it. I'm going to work on that. I'll get back to you. Okay, the work in progress that is in my Jan Smiley bag is going to be a Joris. Do you all know Joris? Okay, this is ridiculous because I left my other Joris. I'm going to see if I can find everything right now. Be right back. Okay, yay, I found everything. Jan Smiley. Jan Smiley at jansmiley.com. There's her little card that I got. It doesn't have an Etsy address. I'm pretty sure that she's on Etsy, but anyway, there's her email, jan at jansmiley.com. And as I was saying, I have my Joris. I'm making a Joris for my nephew. He's very knitworthy. He's going to be 4. He's a peanut, and he's knitworthy. This is a rare thing in my family. So I'm going to make him one of these guys. I think he'll really like it. This is one out of Handspun that I made for myself. And his little bum just fits right in your hand. I don't know what Joris is. Is he a dragon? Is he a hedgehog? Is he a fox? Is he all of the above? I think he's just some sort of alien. Look at his head. Isn't it fun? Okay, so I am very, very much at the beginning of this Joris, and I need to hurry up because his birthday party is on Sunday. Okay, so this one is going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger than my Handspun Joris, which was more of a fingering weight to sport. Look, his horns are already bigger than these guys' horns. I'm using a DK weight yarn. It's an acrylic, 100%. It's manufactured in South Africa, and it's a really high quality acrylic. It's called Elle Pure Gold, E-L-L-E. It's my understanding that it's no longer distributed in the US, but it's very soft, and I think he's going to really like it. So I would prefer to knit it out of like a hand-spun variegated because it's just more fun to knit. But he's 4. He's going to be using it a lot, you know. It's probably going to need to get washed at some point. So I'm started on his little head. And you do these, it attach as you go, these horns. This is a pattern by Anna Wilshut. It's an amazing pattern. It's very detailed, which is a good thing because it is entirely seamless. Can you believe it? You knit all of these horns, you attach them, and then you knit his face, and you knit his body, and they're like joints that are done with short rows. Everything is seamless, which is how I like my stuffies. I just love the way his butt is done. Look at that. Oh, he's so cute. He sits in my knitting room. I love him. Look at his little claw foot. Claw feet. So, little Joris, you sit on your shoulder, talk in your ear. So that is, I gotta start really devoting myself to my Joris. Oh, my bluebirds are fighting the sparrows. It's like World War III out there. Okay, I ramble. I'm sorry. I think that's it for works in progress. Spinning, folks. Let's take a little break and let me do an Ask Fibertown. All right, Natasha LeBlanc. She was one of my test knitters for the Shield Maiden. She asked the next Ask Fibertown question, which is, what is your oldest WIP? I think I have 2. And I have to say that doing the podcast has helped me minimize my old, ancient, moldering in a corner works in progress. I had a few that I have since frogged or finished. And I have to say the podcast is great motivation for that. So I do have 2 that remain. One is crochet, and that's probably my oldest, and one is knit. Pardon me while I grab them. Alrighty. My very oldest work in progress is in this crochet basket that I made with ease a long time ago, like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. And I was going to make a handbag from the Happy Hooker book by Debbie Stoller, which was my go-to. It's falling apart. I crocheted like everything in that book. But this one never really made it to completion. And it's a handbag composed of little granny squares. So there's one. The color is, colors are out of these like Taki Cotton Classic colors. And then the outside is Barocco Suede. Oop, there goes the ball band. It's sort of a tapey ribbon yarn. Flat. It's this Barocco Suede. Do we even make this anymore? It might be discontinued. So I have 4 of these. Cute, like summery colors. But I realized I didn't want to have this handbag. Or did I? I don't know. I waffled. I went back and forth all the time. And this is taking up room on a shelf in my yarn room. Now, I could weave in the ends. This one is pretty much woven in already. Use these as coasters, right? Yeah. So in that sense, maybe they're a finished object. 4 of them. Or, it's all cottony stuff. I could sew them together and make a washcloth, right? That would be kind of weird. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to this. I do know that I like to use this for weaving warp. So I use some of these colors in my Saori weaving that I did. Some of these yarns, rather. What's funny about this is one of my great-grandmother's crochet hooks that I used. Susan Bates. Some of her crochet hooks that I have like the price on them permanently, like 25 cents. Kind of expensive for a crochet hook in the 50s and 60s. What do I know? So I still don't know what to do with that. It's probably just going to stay in the basket for a while. Okay, my oldest knitting work in progress is a hitchhiker. It's out of Cephalopod Is this cephalopod? Yeah, cephalopod, deep sea jelly, not deep sea jelly, Hawaiian bobtail squid. Deep sea jellyfish is Miss Babs. This is Hawaiian bobtail squid. I picked this up at the very first homespun yarn party that I went to. Beautiful. And 2 or 3 years ago it might have been 3 years ago, at Maryland Sheep and Wool, I cast on a hitchhiker sitting under the trees in my spot. And I don't know. This is all I have. It's on waste yarn now because I had to use the needles. It just really wasn't making my heart sing. So it still hasn't been frogged, but I keep thinking that this would make a good sock hat, you know? This is Skinny Bugga, by the way. I think it's just a merino. So I don't really want to make socks out of it. I don't know. I don't know why some of these projects just trip me up, but they really don't, because I just keep knitting on other stuff and I throw these on a shelf. Just wasn't loving it. I don't know if it's the pattern, because man, the hitchhiker is great at the beginning. You can just, you know, tooth after tooth, and then it gets longer and the mojo sort of wanes. So those are my oldest works in progress. I don't think I have any others. I don't think. How old are your oldest works in progress? I know a few knitters out there that have a gazillion. And I used to be like that. I used to have like 10 works in progress. It's rare that I have more than 3 or 4 now. And again, thank you, podcasting, for making me finish things. I highly recommend it. Spinning. And then I'll say, oh my gosh, been talking for a half hour. Okay, spinning. Woo! Let me show you what's on my spindles first. More Gourmet Stash on my new bead whorl from the Spanish Peacock. This is Lucky Charms. If you don't have this colorway already, you are out of luck, because it is done. Limited edition. Again, colorway not accurate. Color's not accurate on here. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that just pretty? The combination of, there we go, Lucky Charms and this ebony bead whorl spindle. Ugh. Okay, so there's that. I do spin on that when I get a chance. I've picked up more Gourmet Stash on my Trindle. This was Van Gogh's paint box. And I'm thinking I need to start a new cop soon. This is going to be Navajo plied, chain plied. What, I don't know what to say. Navajo chain, it's all the same. Although there are folks who dispute that it should be called Navajo, and I don't want to be politically incorrect, but I'm so used to saying it, I need to break myself of the habit. Apparently, in the Navajo spinning tradition, they do not chain ply like that. I don't know where it started, but isn't it pretty? Gonna chain ply it. That is what is on my spindles. Now, I did my first Maryland Sheep and Wool 2014 spin, which was Mother of Dragons from Hobbledehoy. Got 150 yards of a 2-ply, 154 yards. This has Merino, BFL, Milk Silk. Come on. Milk Silk. What else? Stop. Sari Silk, Sparkle. Okay, I'm just going to read. Bamboo, Tencel, Soy Silk, Rambouillet. Yeah, a lot of stuff. The Rambouillet in this was super spongy. Like, wow, spongy. And now I've spun Rambouillet from a couple of different sources, and it wasn't quite like this Rambouillet, I have to say. I've spun Reflections at Rocklands and Into the World. And this Rambouillet was just spongy as all get out. But the result is stunning. Stunning. Look at the clumps of Sari Silk. I will open this up and show you guys. Oh, these are my ties right there. It's not part of the skein. This, yeah, I did set the twist on this, and I need to reskein it. I think it'll look prettier. But let me show you. It's interesting plying and spinning the sari silk, especially on my wheel where I have hooks on the flyer, and these little loops of sari silk do tend to get caught. So that is a challenge. If you don't have a wheel that's good for art yarns, it can be a challenge. Let me see if I can find, I love how it's sort of zebra barber poles over here. And I have 3 skeins of hobbledehoy art yarn from Herbats, and I need to weave them. I think they're going to be stunning, stunning as a woven scarf. Maybe I could even incorporate all 3 somehow. Anyway, here's what I'm talking about with the Rambouillet. I don't know how much that, it required more twist than any other fiber in here, and it just didn't want to twist. And it was just like, it was really interesting, very different from other Rambouillets that I've spun. So, but all in all, a very fun spin. Oh, here's a cool bit of sari silk. Look at that right there. This stuff right there. Come here, come here. We are having focus issues today. There we go. So, Mother of Dragons, hobbledehoy, always fun. Okay, so the rest of my spinning has to do with fleeces. I have washed my entire Jacob fleece. So I have, in no particular order, the dark. Oh, there's a little bit of white in there. This was a 2.5 pound fleece to start with. Then I have the lilac in the mixed, and that's just in the fleece where the 2 colors were too close together to separate easily. And then here is the white. Super soft. Staple length is pretty short. So I carded on my hand cards. Here's an example of staple length. 2 inches at best. It's nice and soft. So I carded on my hand cards just a little sample of each color. And then I spun them, and then I Navajo plied them. I chain plied them, trying to say chain ply instead of Navajo ply. The twist has not been set yet, so it's really curly. Let me see if I can twist this guy up. This is all 3 colors spun end to end and then plied up. Now, I will not be Navajo plying the finished fiber. This was just as a little sample. There we go. It's a little skein. I spun this woolen. It was a woolen prep. I made little rolags from my hand cards. And it's going to be super duper fun. So I'm going to have 3 distinct colors. What I found from this is that I'm going to need to blend my mixed color a little bit better than I did. I think I'll put it through the drum carder. I mean, it's so much fiber, it'll definitely be drum carded. But this was just a quick way to get a feel of how it's going to be. And I'm going to knit this up after I set the twist. It's only a yard of each color, so it's going to be a skinny little swatch. Very excited about this. Kate, Gourmet Stash Kate, gave me an idea about what to knit with this. It's an Ann Weaver pattern called Monomania, and it's a chevron horizontal stripe cardigan. And while I sort of cringe at the idea of me in a horizontal stripe, everyone who's wearing this looks great, of all body shapes. So maybe I'll just do it anyway. Oops. No. I want to show you a picture. Okay. So Monomania, that's the, there it is. And I think it would be really cool. I love this one too. That one. Really great in the 3 colors of Jacob. So that's a very good possibility. And it's out of, I think, it's out of fingering. I might have to play around with the math for that one. Okay, so that's the Jacob. I also washed yogurt. Yogurt is, let's see, there she is. Cold Spring Fleeces, Romney Border Leicester Corriedale. And her sweet little fleece washes up so nice and clean. No lanolin whatsoever. This is a longer wool. And I think it's definitely going to be, if you stretch this out, this is 4 to 5 inches, the staple length. I think this is going to be much more of an outerwear wool. It's nice and shiny. And this is how it 2-plied up. I combed it and I spun it, so I guess that's semi-worsted. It's combed, but I spun it with more of a woolen technique. So I'm calling that semi-worsted, right? I think that if you have a preparation that is one type and you spin it with a method that is the other, then you get it, that's when it's semi-woolen or semi-worsted. I probably should, I'm going to try this with a worsted technique as well. But the fibers are, it's really interesting. They're definitely longer, so different spinning the Jacob and then spinning this. This is only a 2-ply and it wants to spin very, very thin. You can see that's a 2-ply. So I think this yarn will end up being at least a 3 or 4-ply. I need another bobbin. Well, maybe not. I could use my storage bobbins. So I need to sample a bunch more with this one. But whereas my Jacob fleece is completely washed, yogurt is still not. So next, it's kind of yucky and gray and wet today. But the next stretch of nice long days of good weather, I will do that. I hope that's not my son's school calling. They'll call my cell phone if he needs me. He wasn't feeling great this morning. All right, well, I better hurry. All right, so I have also Cotswold Coopworth lamb that I sampled. I got this at Shenandoah, and I spun 1 woolen and 1 worsted. Oh, okay, it's a dentist. Sorry. Glad I didn't stop the tape. Okay, so I cannot tell. I didn't label which is which. I was thinking the worsted spun would be much shinier, and I think this is the worsted spun. Can you tell the difference? This is the woolen, this is the worsted. Worsted, woolen. I don't know. This one is a lot softer than my yogurt fleece. So many things, so many wools to play with. So if you guys have a good idea of what to do with the yogurt fleece, an outerwear thing, or I don't know, because it's definitely, well, I need to sample more and see if it's going to be next to the Skin Soft. And this has not been finished yet, so it could get softer in the washing. Is that everything? It is. I did a nice job washing this, I must say so. I like washing fleece. I really like it. You get nice results if you do it right. So I like things that are measurable and where the progress is obvious. So don't forget to enter the Gourmet Stash giveaway for the Spinner's Hill Poonies. 2 ounces, y'all. 2 ounces plus a tote bag. Beautifulness. I love spinning with Sari Silk, and these are so squishy and soft. These are mine, you can't have them. But somebody is going to get double the amount. I'm a little jealous. These are coming to Spain with me to be spun. And remember fond memories of Maryland Sheep and Wool while I'm separated from my stash. Okay, I hope you all have a great week and you're spinning and you're crocheting and your knitting and all that stuff goes really well. Until next time, y'all take care. Bye.